Dhurandhar Part 2 The Revenge has finally hit the theatres. And in this video, I will give away no spoilers, nothing about the story, nothing about the ending, other than what's already there in the teasers and trailers. And irrespective of what reviewers or agenda-driven critics or your dear friends are saying, you should go and watch it. Because such a craze happens very rarely in Indian cinema. And I hope as a follow-up to this, more such crazy cinematic events happen in future. The last time I was this excited for a sequel was when Avengers Endgame was about to release, and prior to that it was Baahubali 2. And believe me when I say this, the experience of Dhurandhar Part 2 is... Now Dhurandhar Part 2 is technically not a sequel. Both Part 1 and Part 2 were shot in one go. Similar to how Gangs of Wasipur was shot. They were released in two parts, but they're actually the same film. Unlike Baahubali 2, which was written, shot and then post-produced for release. The point that I want to make is that you shouldn't compare Part 1 and Part 2. They are essentially the same film. And if you haven't watched Part 1 at least 2 times, then you might find it difficult to connect some dots. So if you still have time before Part 2's show, use that time and watch Part 1 again.
You're goddamn right.
When it comes to themes, you should not look at Dhurandhar as being just an espionage film, or an action movie, or a masala Bollywood movie. It's purely built on the one emotion which the great S.S. Rajamouli considers as the strongest emotion.
Why it is always revenge?
The strongest emotion in him.
Revenge. And within the first 15 minutes of Part 2, you will see the impact of revenge. From start to finish, in every chapter, in every dialogue, the revenge theme comes out naturally. To emphasize the strength of the revenge emotion, there are scenes where there are literally no dialogues. Everything is conveyed through facial expressions, whether it be a silence or a loud cry. The pain, the agony, the remorse is visible on the face. Espionage is the other prevalent theme where you will know how the bridge of the spy network is built, how sacrifices are made to save another, how one spy organization talks to another spy organization. And most importantly, what I loved the most was the process of how Jaskirat becomes Hamza. As Aditya Dhar said,
what we are trying to create is something that we haven't seen before in Indian cinema.
It was shown with a lot of peak detailing. Coming to the captain of the ship, Aditya Dhar, the writer, director, producer. Before the release of the movie, Yami Gautam made a statement that she took a while to process what she saw. And I too had the same experience after watching Dhurandhar. I watched this movie alone, drove to the theatre, watched the movie, and while driving back home, my mind wasn't dwelling on all the music pieces or the interconnected stories, but on the impact of the movie, which I will come to later in the video. I made a bunch of videos detailing various theories related to Dhurandhar. And I'm happy to say that 90% of those theories have been debunked. Right from characterization to historical accuracy to elevation moments in the movie, Aditya Dhar has proved that he is the ultimate GOAT. He did it with Uri and he has done it again with Dhurandhar. His direction, from capturing the intense close-up shots to the high-octane action, is mind-blowing. You can literally feel that extreme care has been taken on each and every frame. Whether it be the surprise twist throughout the story, believe me, there are many twists, some of which will blow your mind. Whether it be the use of pop culture music to enhance the mood of the story, or whether the dialogues
खुदा कसम, अब एक और हिंदुस्तानी सर काटकर मुरीद के मीनार से लटकाऊंगा,
which are also written by Aditya Dhar. Each aspect of filmmaking has been masterfully crafted. Coming to narrative structure, Dhurandhar is neither a character-driven nor a plot-driven story. It's somewhere in the middle. It's a character journey of Jaskirat to Hamza, but at the same time, it's a story where the plot thickens when different chronological events come into limelight. Aditya Dhar likes telling the story in the form of chapters, so naturally from the trailers, you can guess that there will be Jaskirat's backstory, how he became Hamza Ali Mazari, the events after Rahman's death, the politics of Layari, the battle between Hamza and Major Iqbal, the Bade Saab question, and one question which wasn't fully answered in Part 1.
What is Operation Dhurandhar?
Part 1 only tells us a part of that answer. Part 2 will tell the real motive of Operation Dhurandhar, and it is masterfully blended into the narrative. At no point in the movie you will feel lost or the tempo slows down, because right after a long scene, there is a twist which makes you pay more attention. It's very difficult to keep the audience engaged for 4 hours, and Aditya does a fabulous job by making the narrative both easy to follow and easy to process. The interval block and the climax are my personal favorite moments from the movie. Coming to performances, one first has to congratulate Mukesh Chhabra for the unbelievable casting. This year's Oscars started the Academy Award for casting, and it's high time Indian cinema starts acknowledging this underrated aspect of filmmaking. Each actor and their respective character matches. You will see some new ones in part 2, some based on real people, and the resemblance is eye-catching. Performances from every actor in part 2 is to the point, matches with the personality of the character, and looks relatable. Madhavan's Ajay Sanyal has a lot more scenes in this part, especially with Ranveer, and those interactions are heartwarming to see. Arjun Rampal is menacing as Major Iqbal, and what I liked was his character also got a decent backstory, a reason why he is what he is. Rakesh Bedi's Jamil Jamali is fun as well as street smart, someone who makes noise but also knows when to keep quiet. This is a career-defining role for the actor. The rest is for you to watch in the theatre. Sanjay Dutt as SP Aslam continues from where he left off from part 1. And to be honest, whenever he is there in a scene, quirky dialogues are expected, and when you add Jamil in that scene, the fun gets doubled. Sara as Yelena has a few scenes, but all of them are mind-blowing. When this scene comes in the movie, sit tight and pay attention. You will see something amazing. Manav Goyal as Sushant Bansal has a well-crafted character in part 2, and the actor does a fine job playing the right-hand man of Ajay Sanyal. Danish as Uzair Baloch has limited scenes in this part because of the nature of what transpires to the real Uzair Baloch, but you will be surprised by some very interesting moments. Did I miss anyone? Oh yeah, the Wrath of God, Ranveer Singh as Jaskirat and Hamza. I won't talk a lot about his character because it is better experience than said. And as this is a spoiler-free video, I will just say one thing. Every actor, no matter how successful they are, have one film in their filmography which makes them memorable. For Ranveer Singh, that film is Dhurandhar.
घायल हूं, इसलिए घातक हूं.
Yes, we loved him in Padmavat. Yes, we loved him in Gully Boy, and we even loved him in Band Baja Barat. But in Dhurandhar, we will adore him forever. Coming to the technical details. Music is the heartbeat of the movie. I didn't leave the theatre till the full lights came on, and while I was watching the post-credits, yes, there are post-credits. Don't leave the theatre. I noticed the music and sound credits. It kept going on and on and on. Every elevation scene, every raw emotion, every character entry has music as a homage to a nostalgic track, which will both be entertaining as well as relatable with what's happening on screen. Another national award for Sashwat Sachdev is guaranteed. Cinematography is top-notch, especially how the camera slowly zooms in during the silent, emotional shots, how the action scenes are shot by sudden focus shifts, and especially the climax chapter reads the entire book on cinematography, frame by frame. When it comes to editing, it's generally accepted that editing can make or break a film, and film editor Shiv Kumar Panikar has edited more than 7.5 hours of content. Doing that over the course of a year, keeping the engagement intact while maintaining the narrative flow is a challenging task, so one has to congratulate Shiv Kumar for a fabulous final edit. Coming to impact. Around 50 years back, Sholay had released. I wasn't born back then, but growing up, I heard a lot of stories from my father. For him, Sholay was the holy grail of Indian cinema. By far the biggest blockbuster according to him. And today, if he were alive, I would have called him up and told him that I have just seen the Sholay of my time. Because years and years from now, Dhurandhar will be remembered. Its impact will be remembered. Years from now, filmmakers will say that they became a filmmaker because of Dhurandhar. More than the movie, what struck me more was a realistic take on the entire subject. The cuss words used are not used because they sound cool. The nature of the scene demands a reaction like that. And that rawness, that grit makes the experience surreal. Now, I must have missed some points in this review, and it can be attributed to the fact that I am still wrapping my head around the movie. I'm watching it again in 2 days' time, so in the next video, I'll do a more detailed analysis with spoilers. For now, just go and watch the movie. It's an experience worth every penny. Those of you who have watched it, let me know in the comments how you liked it without any spoilers, of course. And if you're interested in watching more, check out our latest video about the production delays of Dawn 3 and Krish 4 right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.